Welcome everyone. I am Shifa from 6M MCA and here I am going to discuss the topic exploring the roles of the client and server in email. Email can be sent and received mainly in two environments. These are internet and intranet via an internal network. Internet is, for example, the email services which are provided by email, Hotmail, Yahoo or any other internet services. Internet email services are the services which are provided within an organization. The main difference between an internet and intranet is in an intranet, mostly the organizations have their own Exchange server. For example, Microsoft Exchange server will be there. Every user will have an email account. They will be able to send and receive emails regardless of the internet. Whether the internet is working or not, still they will be able to send and receive emails within an organization. Internet emails are the services which are provided by these companies like Gmail, Hotmail and other things. You require an internet in order to access the email services. Both internet and intranet email services can be configured in the email clients, so the actual email will remain on the server and a copy of that email would be copied or would be retrieved using these email client softwares that we have installed on our computers. Now since the architecture is like that, it doesn't matter which operating system you are using. There would be either a web-based interface through which you will be checking email, or there will be both web-based or client-based, so both services would work in order to receive emails. But the logs, each and everything will be maintained at the email server. Even you can check the email header that you have received, whether in the email client or in the email header, where full details of the server, the path, IP addresses, each and everything will be available over there. Next, client server architecture. Client server architecture, server operating system and email software differ from each other on the client side or the server side. It could be server, it could be Windows, it could be Mac, it could be Linux and it could be any operating system. But you will be able to receive your email. Protected accounts require username and passwords. There are different policies and security principles which are adopted so that one user cannot check emails of any other person. So the emails that you are receiving, you are the only person who is eligible to read and send an email from your email account. No one else would be able to access those accounts or the emails which are sent or received from your account. Users access their email based on permissions the email server administrator grants. To retrieve messages from the email server, users identify themselves to the server. As when logging onto the network, then emails are delivered to their computers. An intranet email system is for the private use of network users. An internet email system are for public use. On an intranet, the email server is generally part of the local network and an administrator manages the server and its services. Here is the email in a client-server architecture. Here, they are trying to explain the email client. For example, you are receiving an email, it would ask for the server. Do you have an email? And it would send an email client would be installed over here like Microsoft Outlook. As they are explaining over here, you will click and receive and the emails as per your mailbox would be transferred to your computer from the mailbox server. So a copy would remain at the main server and another copy of that email would be copied on your computer in your Outlook, Microsoft Outlook application or any other client that you are using. An intranet email system is specific to a company used only by its employees and regulated by its business practices, which usually include strict security and acceptable use policies. Internet email users aren't required to follow a standardized naming convention for usernames. They can choose their own usernames but not the domain name as long as they aren't already in use. So, there are naming conventions for the email. For example, if you have your corporate email account, means that you have an Exchange server within your organization and you have a domain, for example, somecompany.com. You can create these first before at the rate of sign any accounts possible in your organization, and they will have the email provided under the name of your company's URL that looks very professional. That's why they have their own email service either locally or they are purchasing that service from someone, and they will be paying as per the size of the mailboxes and the number of accounts that they are used. Second kind of a public service is something at gmail.com or hotmail.com or anything like that. Since it is from Gmail or Hotmail, you can't include at the rate of sign, but these are some services provided by Google, with the help of which you can even use your own company's email, your company's URL address after the sign of something.com, and the email would be served by Gmail. So it would be a mass service where Gmail would be the platform which is serving the company's domain name and would be providing the email services by using certain techniques. Everything at the rate of belongs to the domain name. It would be your company name, it could be your Gmail, anything like that. Tracing corporate email is easier because accounts use standard names the administrator establishes. That is, you can delete the accounts anytime, you can enable them, you can reset the passwords, you can even go to the logs and check each and everything about that particular account. Many companies are migrating their email services to the cloud, just like Office 365. For the students, for example, you can create the email or accounts in the cloud. It would be synced using your Active Directory on domain using Active Directory Federation services, and or else the accounts would be authenticated on your Active Directory on the local premises, and the students will be able to get all the services provided by the Microsoft Cloud, which is Office 365, having the storage and Wizard documents, accessing the managing the documents online, editing the documents online, and stuff like that. These are all about email in client and server architecture. Thank you.